Morning, welcome back. You two floating orbs, surrounded by a bunch of stuff? Let me guess, you're laying down, wearing sweatpants, hair tied, chillin' with no makeup on, phone in hand, watching this video with your eyeballs, also known as the windows to a person's soul. If you happen to not have eyes, might I suggest taking a visit to the fake eye store? The technology's great. They can make super realistic looking pairs of fake eyeballs now. Go and see for yourself. Alright, so first impressions are important when meeting someone new. I know all you neurodivergents hate doing this, but once you get several minutes of direct eye contact with a person, you can generally tell what their vibe is like. Are they having trouble looking at you because they're shy? Maybe they're really into you as they stare back with huge, dilated pupils. And might that unique shade of yellow be a moderate to severe case of jaundice? The possibilities are endless, as we've entered into an era where changing our appearance is as easy as making a Sims character from scratch. Sky's the limit when we've got so many options. But there's a funny saying that comes with being able to choose your own adventure. The grass is greener on the other side, since we'll always want what we don't have. Like many blessed with two squishy boba pearls for eyes, I grew up thinking brown eyes were boring. Until I discovered the magic of colored contact lenses during a fever dream of a time. When people were stuck inside their homes for years with nothing to do, except play Animal Crossing 10 hours a day while bleaching their hair to crispy results. This trend of aggressively light-colored eyes also swept through the K-pop industry. You think the vampires from Twilight look unsettling with their light-skinned eyes? Just wait till you see a K-pop idol wear blue contacts. But it was cool seeing myself with a new pair of eyeballs. It sort of felt like giving my face some new clothes, and I could go that extra step when changing up my aesthetic. Tale from the wise though, once you start dabbling in colored contacts, there's a small chance you might end up with a severe case of lens blindness. And it'll take at least a few years for you to eventually realize people are scared to look you in the eye.
Oh, who is you?
Hey, if you don't want to put your fingers in your eyeballs, you could always lie and pretend you have heterochromia, or claim to be afflicted with that fake Tumblr eye disease, Alexandria's Genesis. At the end of the day, it's all about people being weirdly obsessed with eye color. And this new trendy cosmetic procedure called Color Eyes has been going viral on TikTok. A quick, typically painless 30-minute operation that instantly changes the color of your eyes. According to doctors, patients sit up from the procedure, look in the mirror, and often cry with tears of happiness and elation. I hope those are tears of happiness and not regret. Here's your annual reminder to get your eyes checked. Want to make sure you can all see clearly before making forever life-changing decisions. Like when searching for the right doctor, which nowadays feels like a complex Mad Libs game. You need a blank specialist who takes your blank insurance, who is in blank miles of you, who can actually help you with that blank issue, and actually makes you feel blank. Well, there is one way you can easily fill out those blanks, using ZocDoc, a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. With over 100,000 verified doctors across every specialty to browse through, you can make an informed decision before you even book. Filter by location, insurance, and see which doctors are highly rated by verified patients. Whether you're in need of a dentist, therapist, primary care, or even urgent care, ZocDoc's got you covered by helping you find the best fit for your health goals. With just a few clicks, you can book a time slot with the doctor of your choosing and be seen within 24 to 72 hours, sometimes even on the same day. No more guesswork with how long you'll have to wait. If I knew about ZocDoc in the past, it would have saved me a lot of time. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Edvasian to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Edvasian, ZocDoc.com/Edvasian. With the rise of healthcare workers using social media to promote their businesses, we've seen a mixed bag of opinions about this practice. Some pros, in terms of cosmetic procedures where it's all about appearances, doctors can show you actual results of their work in real time, like an art portfolio, except with people's newly transformed faces. New clients are easier to come by if you build up enough of a following. Pretty much anyone in the office with a phone and a good sense of the internet can start posting. Some cons, once the numbers on the socials start getting a little too big, some healthcare professionals will forget the fact that they work in healthcare with actual patients as they start live streaming during their shift Also, it's becoming really hard to tell what's real when looking at things online. With the power of editing, camera angles, so much content could potentially be retouched without us even knowing. Besides, everything online is curated to only show you the best parts. I mean, surgeons aren't going around telling everyone they botched a procedure last week, unless it helps them farm views. Dr. Brian Boxer-Walkler, pretty goated name, is an optometrist from Beverly Hills, California, who has been working on eyes for over 25 years. He got famous on TikTok for doing cap or not cap, where he would react to medical advice on TikTok and give his opinion to help combat misinformation. We know there's a lot of that on the internet these days. He did get too into it though, and his family had to stage an intervention for his social media addiction a couple years ago. And you know what? I'm also waiting for the day when I walk into a dark room to see my friends and family shaking their head in disappointment as they show me how many hours I've dumped into League of Legends. Brian Boxer-Walkler is a very accomplished doctor who's been in the industry for years. He's given sight to the blind and even appeared on TV plenty of times. Recently, he's gotten pretty famous on TikTok for his eye color change surgeries, which look very uncanny on the average person, using a technique called keratopigmentation, or KTP, also known as corneal tattooing. Keratopigmentation involves using a needle or a laser to create space in the cornea, that clear, dome-shaped flap covering your eye that acts like your eye's windshield. Once the space is made, color pigment is injected, which creates an opaque colored layer on the otherwise transparent cornea, covering over the natural iris color. The word natural is used quite often when describing the results of this procedure. I don't know, man. You tell me what's natural about eye colors named space gray, magical gray, hazelnuts, and French blue, bleu française, from... This will cost you a whopping $6,000 per eye, and it's typically not covered by insurance since it's purely cosmetic. The entire procedure can take as little as 15 minutes, where you are horrifyingly awake the entire time, but they do use numbing drops. Great! Won't be able to feel those lasers creme bruleeing the top part of my eye. Afterwards, you're prescribed antibiotics to avoid infection, and you're instructed no makeup, no pool, no sauna, and no working out for 7 days. Fun fact, this was originally done to help patients with cloudy or discolored eyes to give them a more natural appearance, like someone with cataracts. It's sort of like how plastic surgery was originally meant to help soldiers fix facial scars after getting injured. But lately, corneal tattooing has become a new trendy body modification thanks to the social media effect, which has made it go mainstream.
This mom of 4 is about to undergo a controversial procedure that will permanently change the color of her eyes from brown to blue. The procedure is called keratopigmentation, or kerato, and it's generating major buzz on social media. Eye surgeon Alexander Movskovich says he's performed the procedure on more than 700 patients and says it is safe.
I've heard so many times, "Doctor, you changed my life," because the eye is the mirror of your soul.
Eyes are the mirror of the soul, huh? Is this what we're doing nowadays? Bullying others for features that we're born with? Why you gotta make people with brown eyes sound like soulless monsters? That is obviously gingers. Whenever you see an eye color change operation, the majority of the time it's someone going from dark to light colored eyes. I'll admit, having light-colored eyes does make you look more unique and swaggy, I guess. But don't forget about the importance of facial harmony, where the features you're born with will naturally complement each other the best. If you have dark features and you only change your eye color to a lighter one, it's not gonna mesh well with the rest of your look. Or maybe the jarring, obvious look is what you're going for? These are the before and after clips that made Dr. Brian Boxer-Walkler go viral, where the word natural is somehow still being used. Don't know if that's the best way to describe eyeballs in a single flat color with no dimension.
Your new honey gold eyes. Risks include light sensitivity and scratchiness.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
How you feeling seeing yourself for the first time like this?
I like it. This is awesome. Oh, wow.
When you see people, what do you think they're going to say now?
Just small things change a lot. I love it. This is awesome, guys. I'm glad I picked the honey gold.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ever get a haircut and hated it? Well, yes! Except you're so scared of confrontation that you pretend everything is fine while holding back tears. Right. Hey, if the goal is to look different and unique, it works, maybe a little too well.
Every day you're gonna wake up and see your new eyes.
Is this permanent?
It is.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Dude did some work here.
Asking if a procedure is permanent after it's done is crazy. Probably should have been the first thing the patient was told before getting his eyeballs dyed Twilight vampire color. Just insane how this decision that'll last for the rest of his life only took 30 minutes to do. And the goal isn't to rag on people's appearances too much. Can't make someone feel bad if they're happy with their results. But I'm not entirely convinced they realize the seriousness of a choice like this. It's like getting a tattoo right in the middle of your face, except you might not be able to see it in the end after gambling with your vision. Internet comments are known to be notoriously mean and shouldn't be taken seriously, but sometimes you can use them to gauge what your friends might think. When you accidentally vaporize them with a glance,
You still live a life that you dread.
You ready? I'm ready. You getting your olive green? Here we go.
How was it when you looked at your eyes for the first time in the mirror?
It's better than I expected.
How does your wife feel about your new eyes?
Same way. He says it's better than expected.
bro literally meant olive green.
Can you talk about the procedure itself?
Procedure is comfortable. Something like a little bit weird because it's not used to, but normal. Everything is normal.
Everything is normal. They look so natural.
Something different, that's only. That's it.
What made you feel comfortable to actually have the procedure?
It is quick. You don't feel pain or something.
Would you recommend this to other people that are thinking about it?
100%.
The procedure is comfortable. We just rolled this guy off the operating table, let him rest for at least 15 minutes, or maybe even for a full day, before we shove a phone in his face for a review. Not a huge fan of these social media doctors getting right up in their patient's business after finishing a procedure. That's a lot of pressure. I mean, it's not like they can say bad things in front of their doctor's face if they don't like the results. Imagine, yeah, I'm not really feeling this right now. Can we go back and tone down the color? Was aiming for more of that fresh olive young look, not so much a stuffed olive from an olive bar. Do you think any of the patients on his TikTok got their procedures for free or with a discount in exchange for appearing on his page? Cause man, it would suck if you paid full price just to get bullied online for your new look. I'd be rethinking my decision if I saw someone comment Dobby in Beverly Hills after becoming a free elf.
Happy with those. I said they're perfect. I'm really happy with them.
So what do you think your friends are gonna say?
They're gonna want to get their eye color changed too. They're gonna be, that's so great. I love your eyes. Over the moon happy with them.
Wow, that slow-mo ending fairy shot is nasty work. Music Bank would never. Maybe look into suing. It baffles me how quickly eye procedures can be done. Look, she's already got her jacket on, ready to head back to the office after her 30-minute lunch break. Hopefully her boss is picking her up. Would not trust anyone to drive after getting their corneas peeled back. I had no idea changing the intensity was even an option. Any of his patients ever try natural intensity? Really curious to know if he's able to make them look realistic. Like, at all. Because there are instances where light eyes look really great on people with dark features, but it's usually a combination of features you're born with. Man, the highest intensity is gonna be some Cillian Murphy eyes levels of blue. Don't have a scientific explanation for this, but having eyes be this level of blue looks physically painful. I picture him taking at least 5 Tylenols before he can even step outside his house. Please, no flash, you're hurting the poor man. Ah yes, beautiful, very natural, great gowns, 2 vibrant green landing pads. No helicopters will be missing these from 100 feet in the air. I'm very happy with them, she said, calmly. For pictures, we definitely need a before and after, a 6 months after, and maybe even a year later. Cause not sure if showing patients fresh from their procedures, corneas flapping in the wind is the best way to get business. Unless Dr. Boxer is showing his patients at their craziest, looking crazy as hell. Eyes all inflamed and irritated, sort of implying this is the final result. He knows how to play the content game. Of course these clips are gonna go viral. What's gonna generate more rage bait comments? A normal, chill procedure where everyone's happy? Or someone looking like they're on the brink of tears during their permanent Twilight cosplay reveal? I am happy to inform you that, just like a tattoo, the color does eventually fade. According to one influencer, she was worried she looked like Chucky when she first got the procedure, but was more happy with the results after they became less vibrant. How long and how much of it will fade? We're not entirely sure. All we can do is play the waiting game and pray that those honey gold eyes turn into a natural looking honey colored eye. Well, at least they have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever. Hey, did you get something done? You look a little different. Oh yeah, I got 8 hours of sleep last night and had really great rest. That's probably it. No, I don't. Okay, sure. Regardless of how it looks, the most important question, is it safe? According to studies, in terms of eye color changing procedures, as scary as it looks, it's relatively safe. One of the reasons why KTP avoids so many risk factors that other procedures have is because it is an extraocular procedure on the outside of the eye. It doesn't actually touch or interact with any internal parts of the eye related to sight. It's basically just an opaque layer of color inside the cornea on top of everything else. Dr. Boxler even defended the procedure publicly, stating how safe it can be.
If you don't think people should enhance their appearance by changing their eye color, then you should be out there protesting against breast implants, nose jobs, facelifts, and even Botox, which all enhance people's appearances. But if you're fine with all those procedures but not keratopigmentation, then that's called being a hypocrite.
Alright, so it's safe with little risk to your vision. That don't impress me much. When most eye doctors would definitely not recommend chopping up perfectly healthy eyeballs for aesthetic purposes. Here's a small list of things that can go wrong. Damage to the cornea that can lead to cloudiness, warpage, fluid leakage, and vision loss. Light sensitivity, reaction to the dye, which can cause inflammation or blood vessel growth into the cornea. Bacterial or fungal infection, which can produce corneal scarring and vision loss. Color fading due to the dye moving or leaking into the eye. Corneal tattooing is not FDA approved and there are no long-term studies about it, except for all those people who unintentionally volunteered to be a part of said study. Guess we'll see what happens 50 years down the line. At the end of the day, going invasive for the sake of beauty is a personal choice. Do the benefits outweigh the risks? When it comes to being able to see, some would argue no. But you can't fault someone for their choice if they spent years thinking about it and done as much research as they could. It's only questionable when a serious procedure gets decided on a whim, or because a charming doctor on TikTok told you it's a cool, trendy thing to get. Just so you know, if you ever tattoo your cornea by accident, there is a solution. Some doctors claim they're able to partially reverse the color by taking your cornea and washing it, which should be able to get rid of about 60 to 70% of the pigment. At that point, I'ma just wear brown contacts. Man, technology is crazy though. Look how far we've come. One of the first times eye color changing procedures went mainstream was probably back in 2014 when celebrity Tiny Coddle got it done. But instead of going to Dr. Walkler, she walked overseas and got silicone iris implants to turn her brown eyes gray, and then posted a review along with a discount code on her Insta, as one does. Use my code. I can't see it right now. This procedure vaguely resembles the safe-ish corneal tattooing procedure, except the potential risks are on steroids and about 200 times worse. The American Academy of Ophthalmology released a statement strongly cautioning against the procedure, citing its risks of reduced vision or blindness, cataracts, injury of the iris and cornea, and a pressure buildup inside the eye that can lead to glaucoma. For this procedure, fine silicone prosthetics are designed to be surgically placed over an existing iris by cutting a slit in the cornea and slipping one of these colored CDs inside. Basically putting a foreign object in your eye, which the body does not like. This will be my personal hell. Even getting an eyelash in my eye feels like I just want to plop them out and power wash them under the sink. Also, these implants are not meant to last forever and will eventually need to be removed or replaced in a matter of years, if you have any eyes left. The majority of eye doctors will never recommend this procedure because of the risks, and the ones that do perform it are probably just in it for the money.
Lots of complications from this particular cosmetic surgery. Infection, glaucoma, blindness. And I give these doctors that are doing this surgery the vast majority of the blame here, because they know that there's no good safety data to support what they're doing, and there's no medical reason why they have to do this eye color change surgery. They're just doing it for money, and it's hurting people.
Sometimes it really be the luck of the draw with how your body reacts. In 2017, Tiny Coddle's daughter also traveled to Tunisia to have the exact same procedure done as her mom, which she ended up regretting because it ended up messing with her vision. Thankfully, she was able to reverse the surgery 3 years later in 2020. Hey, fun fact for all us dark-eyed folks, we have the potential to have light-colored eyes if we believe hard enough. Cause underneath this layer of brown is a surprise pair of Cillian Murphy blues. All you need to do to reveal your full potential is to use the magical power of laser beams. Oh god! By zapping away all the melanin in your eye until you've got an unseasoned eyeball with no natural protection against the sun. Laser depigmentation works to turn brown eyes blue by using lasers to eliminate pigment in the iris. Eyes that are darker contain melanin, the same kind of pigment that makes skin dark. Blue eyes contain no pigment, so this procedure destroys pigment cells and results in pigment granules leaking out, leaving eyes to appear blue. And no surprise here, our friends at the American Academy of Ophthalmology issued a warning against the procedure in 2015, and not a lot of progress has been made since then. All you gotta know is laser depigmentation is still in its experimental phase. It's not FDA approved, and there's not enough research to recommend or warn against it. Last but not least, and the most heinous of the 4 horsemen of eye color change procedures, is eyeball tattooing. Popular with the extreme body modification culture, it's exactly what it sounds like. Eyeball tattooing is performed by injecting ink with a needle underneath the top layer of the eye onto the sclera in several locations, from where the ink then slowly spreads to cover the sclera. It is permanent, non-reversible, and super duper risky. Literally the definition of performing surgery on a grape, except you're not trying to make it better, you're actively harming it and making it worse. Take all the risks we've talked about concerning eye color change procedures, double it, and multiply it by 1,000. You gotta be a real edgelord if you go through this. None of these sound worth it at all. Decreased vision or complete blindness, retinal detachment, infection from the injection or ink, ongoing inflammation of the eye, sensitivity to light, feeling like something is in your eye all the time, loss of the entire eye. Doctors don't perform this, nor will most tattoo artists. So the places you can get it done might not be the most sterile environment for a high-risk procedure like this. Hey, here to get some red in my eyeball, gonna cosplay Sasuke Uchiha Sharingan. So is this like a permanent thing or does it fade? I'm concerned with the casual attitudes we now have with life-altering procedures you can get on your lunch break. Seeing healthcare professionals being quirky on social media has made us too lax about anything invasive, even if it's something small. Sure, things might be very safe and have been extensively tested over the years, but with all cosmetic procedures, the risks are never 0%. There's always a chance for complications, human errors, where the overworked doctor makes a little oopsie. Like what if you go in expecting to come out with rich, warm, chocolatey, maroon 5 colored eyes, but instead you end up with a pair of confusing Green Day eyes?
I don't know what this is.
Well, whether you're watching this with blue White Walker eyes, green reptile lizard eyes, or even scary dark round button eyes, tap the like button to let me know you have a good pair of healthy working eyes. Oh, and don't worry about it if you're eyeless. I view you... Oop, I see... I respect your choices. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.